Hello YouTube. Today, you know what time it is. It's time for another pencil case roundup. This time, this fall 2014 edition. As you can see, I got a new pencil case. Uh, it's a Nomadic PE08 pencil case, and I got it off of Jet Pens for about $15. It's a pretty good deal, considering, as you'll see, the number of pens and pencils and assorted writing implements slash accessories you can actually fit into this beast. First up, let's start out with this pocket. It's just a small one. And in here, I have one thing, the brass bullet sharpener. Let's focus in on that. It's the Alvin brass bullet, also known as the MNR Granate in Germany. And you can get it pretty much at any art store, Blick, Utrecht, you name it. Utrecht, you name it. I've had this one for about 4 years now, a little over 4 years, since I got it in Germany in 2010, and it's still going strong on the original blade. I use it for, well, pencil emergencies, because my regular sharpener, as you'll see in a minute, puts a wicked point on some of these pencils. But first, let's go to the bigger pocket right here. This is where I keep sort of my, I don't know, the ones that I don't want to get marred by the other pencils. Well, and a couple of Papermate Inkjoys. These are just Inkjoy 100s. I got these at like Walgreens 8 for $1. They came in a pack of 3 blue, 3 black, and 2 red. They're pretty smooth, I guess, and they're okay. I just use these for if anybody needs to borrow a pen. Just give them one of these because I don't care if I get it back. Next up, we have the Pilot S20. I did a regular review of this pencil on my website. You could check that out at scribomechanica.com. Scribomechanica. Say it like you spell it. It's a drafting pencil by Pilot, and it's unique in that it's got a cherry red wood finish, and this is real wood. Of course, the inner mechanism is all metal, but it's the outside that counts when it comes to long writing sessions, and this pencil does not disappoint. Up top, we have the classic fixed metal sleeve here, 4mm for drafting purposes. Focus in. And going down the middle, we have the classic S20 logo, which says Japan on the back, and the Pilot brand designation right there on the clip. And I like this clip design because it sort of goes all the way, almost all the way around the pencil, rather than other ones like the Graph Gear 500, which, I mean, I could just take it out. The Graph Gear 500 has a clip that sort of goes most way around each side of the barrel, so halfway each. See? Halfway this way and halfway on the other side. This clip design goes kind of all the way around until the very end, where they had to, you know, leave room. And I think this is quite cool looking. Up top, we've got the clicker with the lead hardness indicator right there. Underneath this, we actually have a needle to pull out lead jams, which is pretty useful. It could also prick you if you're not careful. Alright, that's the Pilot S20. Great mechanical pencil. I keep it in this plastic sleeve that it came with. Next up, let's take out some of these other pens, and I'll go through them relatively quickly, because a lot of these you've seen before. Here's one you haven't seen before. Well, you probably have, because this is the same model pen that was flown on the space missions, the Apollo missions in 1960s, 1970s. This pen was introduced, I think, in 1967, and it came out. It went to the moon in 1969. The Fischer Ag7. As you can see, this is some really shiny chrome. And it's got the classic ribbed grip like you get with the chrome version of the Bullet Space pen. Click it. Let me just zoom out a little bit. And when you click it, it's locked in place. And then you just press this button to retract. Very solid mechanism. Made in USA still after so many years of being in production. That's better. Next up, we've got the Pilot Metropolitan. I've shown you this one before in my previous pencil case video, and it's still going really strong. I still fill it with Noodler's Black, which happens to be a bulletproof ink, and it still works great on cheap paper, so definitely recommend for $18. Next up, we have a newer edition. This one is the Lamy Scribble .7 mechanical pencil. This one was relatively expensive, but it's a really, really quality pencil. The clicker is so smooth. I've never felt a mechanism this smooth. It's almost noiseless, and it uses .7 lead, as I said before. Let's focus in right there. It's got a 2mm sleeve, so it'll prevent your lead from breaking, but it's not exactly drafting pencil. It's sketching pencil by all senses of the word, the phrase. Up top, we've got a clip, which actually, I'll show you here, is completely removable. You can actually cleanly remove the clip and then put this ring back on. It becomes a very sort of clean looking mechanical pencil. The only branding is this Lamy right here, although this pencil is also made in Germany. Here's the eraser. It's sort of attached to this plastic. It's not like in a sort of sleeve. So when you run out, you kind of run out. You know, that's it. You can't exactly replace it with another one necessarily. But you can get replacements on Lamy's website. And of course, we have the classic needle. One thing I like about this design of this pencil is when you remove the, oh yeah, it says 7 on the top, so you know you're using a .7 pencil. This also comes in 3.15mm lead holder diameter, so if you just have them both in a cup sitting like this, you'll be able to see, oh hey, that's a .7. One thing I like, as I was saying before, is that the cap, well, the clip is pokey-yoked, which means that it can only go on one way. See, there's a D-shaped shaft there. Like here, it's sort of flattened out. And so you can only put this clip on one way, which makes it really nice to align it with the logo. Although I did try to cover up the logo to make it even more stealthy, but, you know, Caran d'Ache 849 style, it doesn't work. Just twist that on. Yes, we have it, the Lamy Scribble. Here's a couple other Lamy pens. I got the Lamy All-Star in coffee brown. This is the 2010 limited edition. I got it in Germany in 2010, which is quite neat. It's a cartridge converter fountain pen, classic, nothing you haven't seen before, but I mean it is a standard. You know, I fill it with Namiki Blue. I have it in medium nib, and this pen is also pretty good on cheap paper. Let's untwist it just to show you the converter. There's a converter. Yep. And here we have the Lamy logo. This is another cartridge converter fountain pen. I got this in Germany in 2011. You can see the Lamy branding right up there. Let's turn this around. And it actually says Germany on the underside of the clip, which is extremely difficult to show, but I think you can probably see it there if I focus properly. See that? I think that's quite clear. Germany. So minimalist branding, as is classic with Lamy, well, typical of Lamy. It's a classic of design. Pull this off, it tends to untwist a little bit. I have this in fine, and I have it filled with a cartridge of Lamy turquoise. I actually got this cartridge set of 5 when I was in Germany with this pen, and sort of, you know, do like that to coax the ink to get to the bottom. This is a beautiful ink. I just have to show it to you. Give me a second here. I love this ink. Yeah. Anyway, now let's move on. Oh no, I almost forgot. This is my matte black bullet space pen. I bought it very recently to replace the chrome one that I had for about 5 years. I lost it about a couple years ago. But I really, really loved it, and so I bought a new one, but this time with a clip, so it's a little harder to lose. And it's Oh, that's not blood. That's actually remnants of the previous ink I left in this All-Star pen, Diamine Oxblood. It's meant to look like blood when it's dry, but this is ink. Here we have the matte black bullet space pen. It's very stealthy. I think it looks better in chrome, but this one is much less flashy and is less likely to walk off, if you know what I'm saying. All right, just a couple of leads here. I have 0.5 and 0.7. Pentel Super High Polymer. Can't go wrong with it. I have plenty of other lead in this box over here. This is the box I keep most of my pencils and pens in. It's a cigar box, but my camera isn't wide angle enough to show the whole thing, but just a glimpse into here. There's my Graph Gear 1000 right over here. I have my Clicker, oh no, like Twist Erase 3.5 version, Palomino Golden Bear, a few erasers, and Uni penmanship pencils. I'll show you those in a minute. Faber-Castell 9000, of course, and yeah, Cedar Point, bunch of other pencils, but this is a pencil case video. So let's cut to the chase again. Cut back to the chase. This is the chase, and we're cutting back to it, I guess. Let's just start off with the Graph Gear 500. I mean, what can I say about this that I haven't already said before? It's fantastic. Here we've got the Lamy All-Star Pencil. This is a 0.5mm mechanical pencil. I showed this in one of my mechanical pencil journey videos back in the day, I think 2011, and it still works great. It's fully retractable, 4mm sleeve, but as it's not fixed, it's not very suitable for drafting purposes. Underneath the cap, we have the needle, and it's the same kind. Oh no, it's actually a different kind of eraser than the Lamy Scribble. So you see that it's kind of weird in there. Okay, close this up. Great pencil, except it scratches kind of easily. See that right there? Right there. It's a scratch. It's annoying. But it gives it character, I guess, right? Let's grab all these here. Careful with those points. Okay. Now, how many of you could fit that much in your pencil case? Here's the Pilot Razor Point. I actually found this on the way back home just from class, and so as you can see, it's a little bit beat up. I guess it was run over by a bike or something, or at least kicked a couple of times. It still works quite well though, and this is one of the best felt tip pens I've ever seen. I've had a couple in the past, but I of course lost them. And we have the Click Eraser ZE22. I like this thing, except that recently just broke off because I had it extended a little bit too far. Made in Japan. I think this one's made in Japan. And here we have the Staedtler 925-2505. Just rolls right off the tongue. The premier drafting pencil from Staedtler. I have never seen a better drafting pencil from them. It's got the 4mm fixed sleeve, looks kind of like a hypodermic needle, and very solid clicker mechanism. We have the lead hardness indicator, and we have a clip. It's kind of standard. It looks like it was just stamped out en masse and then sold to Staedtler, but it's extremely reflective and catches fingerprints, but it's pretty attractive anyway. It's a nice utilitarian clip. Under the cap, we have a needle and the standard drafting pencil eraser, and a diameter indicator right on the top. This comes in 0.3, 0.5, 0.7, 0.9, and 2mm, so you can actually get this in a traditional lead holder style, except it's not exactly traditional in that the lead holder also has the click mechanism as a regular mechanical pencil does, not just, you know, the standard dropping of the lead from clutch jaws like most lead holders. Of course, I gotta have the Unicoro Toga. It's still going strong. I got this in August 2012, and it's just as durable as it was back then. The mechanism still works, even though there's quite a few scratches along the body, as you can see right there. And I mean, to show you here, it's actually made in China, but it still works perfectly. So Chinese made does not necessarily mean bad quality, as I've learned time and again. And underneath the eraser there's no needle because it's not a drafting pencil, or, you know, of any great monetary value. 0.5. It also comes in 0.3, I believe, but you can only get those on jet pens, as 0.3 is not exactly popular in this country for general writing. Next up, we've got the Staedtler Wopex. This actually, I think, means wood plastic extruded in classic German acronym form. They just like mash the first couple of letters of each word together, and since it's sold worldwide, it's got an English-based name. Made in Germany, this is actually 70% wood and 30% other materials, like plastic, I'm guessing, wood plastic extruded. And it's pretty heavy for a wooden pencil. It writes pretty well. It's a little light though. Light in writing, not light in weight. It's heavy in weight. Here we have a Bic Crystal. I always have one of these. It's the classic, and you know, you can't go wrong with the classics. In a pinch, I know this will work. Even though it's not necessarily the best writing experience, it's extremely reliable. I mean, just in case my two other space pens happen to not be around. Of course, I have to carry around my Rotring 600 in 0.5. This is a very, very solid mechanical pencil. I mean, this is the most solid mechanical pencil I've seen from any maker. Very, very nice. Also a bit expensive. And here we have the Uni Signal 207 in orange. This is another ink that I really, really love. Let me show you this one too. Alrighty. Check that out. Isn't that bold? That is one crazy ink. I got the entire pack of 3 just for, or pack of 4 actually, for just this pen. And since it was on sale for $3, like the whole pack was $3, it was a pretty good deal. Normally I think the pack is about $5 or $6. Okay, that one done already. Alright. Another Signal pen that I really like is the Signal BLX series. This one is purple black, and it's pretty stealthy, but as I'm a big fan of the purple color for writing, you can barely see the purple in this ink, even in person. I think you can see this okay here if I angle it properly, but if you're not looking for it, it looks like normal black, so it's pretty nice to use, you know, in a workplace environment. And now, let's get to the Woodcase pencil, because these are the ones that I've been really using quite often lately. I guess I'm just in a Woodcase pencil phase. First up, the standard Papermate Murado Classic. Again, nothing special, but it's good for, you know, lending. Plus I have that whole box of 72 I showed you earlier. So this is the short point that I get from the Alvin Brass Bullet Sharpener. All the rest of these pencils that I'll show you, oh no wait, hold on a second. I have Faber-Castell 9000 in B. This is good for general writing. It's a little light, but if I need to draw construction lines, for example, in class, we're taking mechanical design class, and we sometimes do compass and ruler constructions, and it's kind of easier to use a lighter lead than to press lighter with a softer lead. So the Castell 9000, it says B, but it's really closer to an HB or even an F globally. Okay, now all the rest of these pencils I got either off JetPens or pencils.com, and these are the first pencils I've gotten off these couple of websites, and I gotta say I'm duly impressed. First up, let's start out with the Palomino HB. I got this off of pencils.com in the Palomino collection pack. It's a variety pack of 10 different pencils, well, 10 pencils. It gives you 2 Golden Bears, 2 Prospectors, and a Palomino HB, a Force Choice, and 3 Blackwings, one of each type. I think that adds up to 10. If it doesn't, then those are the pencils. This one's a pretty simple pencil, but it works very well. It's a drawing pencil. Up top we've got the gold ferrule, gold band on there, and gold foil stamping with a nice orange, thick lacquer. And here is the point that I get off my new Carl CP80 pencil sharpener. It's a newer version, no, it's a smaller version of the classroom-friendly pencil sharpener, also known as the Carl A5, also known as the Carl Angel 5, also known as a whole bunch of other different kinds of different brands. But basically, it gives the same point, but just in a much smaller package, and I freaking love it. All right, next up, we got the Mitsubishi 9800 in 2B. I got this pencil in HB, B, and 2B, and to be or not to be, I choose 2B. This one's really great for writing, as it says on the actual pencil, general writing. And with a long point, I don't have to sharpen it too often, which, honestly, point retention for this 2B pencil is actually extremely good. And it's also lightweight, which is really nice for very long periods of writing, or if my hand's just tired. Next up, we have the first of the Blackwings that I tried out, the 2010 Palomino Blackwing. This is a very expensive pencil. It's $20 per dozen, which puts it well above the price range of every other pencil I have here. Well, except for the Uni penmanship, which I'll get to in a second. But it's a pretty decent pencil. It's not very good for writing, though, so that's why I keep the short point on it. Since I know I'm going to have to sharpen it often, I'd rather not get stuck sharpening it when I'm on the go and I don't have a long point sharpener. So I don't know if that made any sense. Basically, I want to be able to sharpen it with the sharpener I have with me, and converting a long point to a short point wastes a lot of the lead, as I'll probably do a demonstration on a cheaper pencil a little later. But there you have it, the Palomino Blackwing. Next up, we have the Uni penmanship, made by Mitsubishi, in 4B. This pencil is specifically made for writing, and on the package, which I showed you briefly, it's in the cigar box. It's, pressure-proofed high-density lead, and there's a whole bunch of Japanese writing on there, which through the help of Google Translate on my phone, I was able to decipher into basically saying, this is a great pencil for writing. Check out the point on this thing. It's nuts. The amount of lead you get in this pencil is crazy. Look at how thick the core is. Compare that to the 2B pencil that I have here. That's just crazy. And this is one high quality pencil. It doesn't smear too bad. And I mean, as you can see here, this is not even coming off of my fingers too bad. Whereas with, the Golden Bear, it comes off of my finger way more, which is a harder pencil. Whatever engineering Uni did with this pencil, they scored a home run. This one cost $5 for a 3-pack, which doesn't put it on the cheap side, but I definitely highly recommend it. It's the smoothest pencil I've ever written with, period. Next up, we've got the Palomino Golden Bear. This one's significantly cheaper. It's $3 for a dozen. And it's got these starkly hexagonal sides, which is great if you are a fan of the Dixon Eldorado drawing pencil, because it's got these stark sides, which is love it or hate it, I guess. I guess it's not love it or hate it, because I'm kind of indifferent. Here we have the Tombow 2558. This is also from Jet Pens in HB. I got this in HB and B. This one's point retention is great, and I keep a short point on it because I like to be able to sharpen it on the go, I guess. The lacquering is top-notch, and of course all the stamping on it is also quality, high quality. Next up, we got the Force Choice. This is another one from the Palomino Collection Pack. It's very smooth, sanded wood. So this is not finished in any way, but it feels like it's finished. And I was mistaken myself when I first took this pencil out of the bag that it came in. Wicked long point, perfectly centered lead, can't complain. Next up, we got the Palomino Blackwing 602. This one's got quite a bit of controversy surrounding it, as do the other two Blackwings. However, it's a pretty good pencil. With a long point, it's definitely very usable for writing over long periods of time. And check out that lacquer. It's just top notch. I love the lacquering on this pencil. You can see sheens of green, blue, and gray, silver, even a little bit of purple. Although that blue that you're seeing right there is the light of my webcam reflecting. So yeah, just great. Even the foil stamping is awesome. Ferrule's cool, and the eraser is horrible, but the pencil itself is pretty nice. And next up, we have my favorite wood case pencil currently, apart from the Uni 4B, which is in its own class. But this is the Palomino Blackwing Pearl. Now, I've used this one way more than my other two Blackwings, as you can see in this comparison shot. I'll line up all the points, and you'll be able to see. Well, no, I'll line up the ferrules. How about that? Focus out. See how much more I've used the pearl? It's because it's soft enough to use for sketching, and it's soft enough to be smooth. However, its point retention is much better than the original Blackwing, which was my biggest gripe. Well, with the original Palomino Blackwing. Here's the point. I've used it for homework earlier today, so that's why it's a little bit dulled out. I think I'm going to sharpen it up again. You can see the markings of the sharpener on the tip there. Great, great pencil. I think I'll buy a box of these because just look at how beautiful this pencil looks in person. The eraser is still crappy, but just look at this pencil. It's just awesome. So, yes, the Palomino Blackwing Pearl. And what erasers do I use normally? The Staedtler Mars Plastic typically I use, or maybe the Pentel High Polymer eraser. These are pretty much the best erasers there are on the market. The Staedtler Rossoplast in black is not nearly as good as these two. Pink pearls do not stand a chance. Black pearls, white pearls, forget Papermate. Go with Staedtler or Pentel. Both of these erasers are excellent. And vinyl erasers. There you have it. That was my pencil case for 2014 fall. So, hope you enjoyed this video. If I can be of any help in choosing a pencil for you, or just even talking about pencils, do leave a comment, and I'll see you later. Thanks for watching.